Hey there, it's Josh here and welcome back to the channel Songwriting Solutions. And in today's video we're going to be talking about 5 plugins that you can use in Logic Pro X to help with your songwriting process. So even though I'm going to be showing you the examples in Logic Pro X, 4 out of the 5 plugins can actually be used within any DAW. So most of this video will basically be relevant to all types of DAWs that you might be using. And I'm going to be taking you through those different plugins and giving you some examples of how they work and how I have used them in one of my own songs as well. And before we dive in, I just want to let you know that there is a free ebook that you can go and grab from the description below. So this ebook is called The 7 Steps to Writing Your Next Killer Song, and it takes you through essentially 7 steps of the songwriting process, all the way from starting from that initial spark, that initial inspiration, all the way up to a finished song, and exactly how to do that. And this will be great if you are a complete beginner, or if you are a bit of a veteran but you just want some ideas of how to approach your next song. But apart from that, let's pretty much dive right in and get started. So the project that I've got open here is for a song that I recently released called Now I'm Here. And this is just simply the project that I created to organise the tracks for mixing. So this is actually completely unmixed. I haven't done any proper gain staging or anything, but it'll just give you an idea of what the song sounds like and how these plugins work and things like that. But let's talk about the first plugin that I tend to use for my songwriting and my recordings, and it's the EZDrummer plugin by Toontrack. So I really love this plugin. I think it's an absolutely excellent songwriting tool, simply because it's so easy to use and so easy to get the sounds that you are looking for your song. And this is what it looks like opened up. You have basically a whole drum kit where you can change up the different sounds. Like you've got loads of different snares, loads of different kicks and toms and cymbals and things. I've actually got the pop rock drum kit that I bought as well, which I really like the sound of as well. I think it's a really awesome tool. It's so easy to use. It has its own internal mixer. You can also you have like all these kind of like presets as well that you can use. You have this tap to find tool, which is really awesome. That allows you to basically use MIDI to tap in a beat on your keyboard, and then it will go and find similar kind of like, you know, preset like drum patterns that you can basically just drag straight into your song if you want to do it like that. And you can, you know, listen to a bunch here. You can go by categories and genres and things like that. Or you can do what I do, which is where I pretty much just build my entire drum kit from the ground up. You know, when I have like an idea of what it is I want it to sound like. So there's a couple of different ways that you can use it. So yeah, I really love this tool, and it's also very reasonably priced as well, I think. It's one of the best drum samplers out there, and if you want to go and check it out, then I'll leave a link in the description as well. But the other tool that I've actually started to use quite recently is the EZBass tool. So this is also a Toontrack tool, and I actually ended up keeping the EZBass guitar for this track as well. So I didn't replace it with a real bass or, you know, a bassist actually playing it. This is all just the EZBass sound, and I'll just give you an idea of what that sounds like as well. So the bass pattern is of course really simple, but it does sound really nice and rich. And I literally just did it by MIDI essentially. So I'll just get the EZBass tool open here. So this is what it looks like, and you know, it's a very easy, simple interface to kind of see what's going on, like the EZDrummer one as well. you can literally just like press, like click on the strings, and it will play, you know, all the notes and things like that, so that you can get an idea of what sound it is you want. You have loads of different ones here, literally just for the basic package that you buy. You get this modern bass with all these different sounds, and also the vintage one as well, which is a much kind of like warmer, and you know, it's just got a much more vintage sound compared to the modern one, much less direct, I guess is the best way to describe it. And once again, like EZDrummer, it has lots of pre-recorded bass lines and grooves and things like that, and you can go through all the different genres and how it's played, and you know, there's so many things that you can find on here. This is not really something that I've personally really delved into much, because I tend to like to write my own bass lines, and you know, come up with my own ideas for it. But once again, if it's something that you know, need some inspiration with, then this can be a really good place to start. What's really awesome is that it works really beautifully with your EZDrummer as well. So you can take the MIDI of you know, what you've created in EZDrummer, or really any drum kit, any kind of like sample drum kit, and you can drag it in here, and then it will create grooves and bass lines based on what you've put in there. And you can also do the same with guitar as well. So if you have created a bass line but you've only got a guitar on you, like an electric guitar, then you can actually drag in audio into here, and then it will replicate the audio into the MIDI for the bass lines as well, which is absolutely incredible. That's not something that I've personally delved into too much yet, but if I ever feel the need for it, then I definitely will, because I think that's a really awesome feature. But once again, it's the same with EZDrummer. If you just want to start off, you know, from the ground up, and you want to build the whole thing from scratch, and you can do that as well. You know, and the interface is really easy to use. You can literally just type in your notes and things like that. You can get it all dragged onto the editor down here. So yes, I really love this tool. I think it's absolutely awesome, especially if you don't see yourself as a bassist, or you don't have a bass guitar. Then this is a really great way of you know, of getting bass into your song, and I just highly recommend it as a songwriting tool as well. So let's move on to the next one that I use a lot, which is for my piano sounds. You know, there's lots of great samplers out there, but the one that I tend to use is actually the Native Instruments giant piano. I bought this years ago, and I still use it today, and I still think it sounds absolutely brilliant. So because this has already been bounced down, I don't have it open here, but this just gives you an idea of what it does sound like. But just to give you an idea of the giant plugin and what it looks like, so I have it loaded up here. They have the normal giant piano, which is just the standard piano sounds, and they have the cinematic one, which is, you know, got some really crazy sounds. Now it's not something that I tend to use really at all, to be fair, but this is what the interface looks like. And once again, you know, it's a pretty simple interface to use. I don't tend to use the reverb because I'm not really too keen on it. But you've got just this really simple tone control. You've got this XXL button, which makes the piano sound, you know, just a lot wider, essentially. You've got some extra tonal controls here, just like EQs, and also how loud the low keys are. You've got a compressor there as well. and also things like dynamic range and things like that. So it's a really got some really simple tools there. But yeah, awesome tool. I absolutely love it, and also a really reasonably priced one. I think the Native Instruments stuff is absolutely awesome as well. So once again, I'll leave a link in the description if you want to check this one out, and if it's one that interests you. So the other tool that I tend to use a lot is the Scuffham Amps S-Gear, which is a virtual amp simulator, and I actually recently did a review on the Scuffham Amps S-Gear, and if you wanted to check that out, then you can go up to the eye up in this top corner, and it will take you straight to that if you wanted a bit more in-depth about how it works and how to use it. But it's a very simple piece of software. It's designed to, of course, sound like, you know, a real guitar amp, and you know, in my opinion, I think it very much does. Like, it fools me pretty much every time I use it. I won't give any massive demos here. The best thing to do is go and watch my review on that. But this is what it sounds like within this song, just to give you an idea. We don't seem to even care. And that was just literally done by plugging my electric guitar straight into my audio interface, just DI'd, and then creating those sounds through the S-Gear software. And they have a massive library of presets that you can choose from, which, you know, sound amazing. I give loads of demos of these in the review that I did, and also some extra like packs that you can also download as well, which sound absolutely incredible. So if you're a guitar player and, you know, that's something that you're personally looking for, then I would highly recommend it. I think it's the best guitar amp simulator out there personally. And finally, the last plugin tool that I use and want to recommend is actually unique to Logic Pro X, so this isn't something that you can buy separately, unfortunately, but it does come with Logic Pro X, and that's the Alchemy synthesizer. So I'll just get that opened here. This, I think, is an absolutely amazing synthesizer. I'm not personally a massive synth person. I don't own any external synths because I only tend to use them occasionally. But, you know, hunting for like really good sounds, I think that this tool is absolutely incredible. I used it on this song, and I used it for the intro, which I'll just give you a quick play of here. And, you know, that was just created from a preset on here, I do believe. Try and remember which one it was. I'm pretty sure it was this one, and then it was this drift setting here. And then just open this up. So there you go. That's literally how I created that. It was literally just by finding that preset. But, you know, there's so many things you can do with it. You know, it has you know, all of these kind of like live in the moment edits that you can do with it. You know, with like these pads and things like that. It has the different kind of like preset settings. For each sound, like no matter what it is you pick, it has like loads of different options that you can go for, which I think is really awesome, and loads of different genres as well. And there's just so much you can do and you can fun with it. So awesome tool. If you haven't ever used it before, ever delved into it, if you're a Logic Pro user like I am, definitely give it a go, because it's amazing, and, you know, also really inspiring as well, if that's the sort of thing that you're looking for. So I hope that video was helpful. Please do leave a like if you enjoyed it, and also leave a comment below just to let me know any of the plugins that have helped you with your songwriting as well. And just a quick reminder, there's a free ebook below in the description that you can go and grab if you need help with your songwriting and your songwriting process. And if you want more content like this, then you can subscribe to the channel as I release new videos like this every single week. But apart from that, I will see you on the next one. Cheers.